What if your dog isn't following you because they need something? What if they aren't looking for food, a toy, or even attention? What if they're checking on you? Many dog owners experience this every day without giving it much thought. You're working in another room. A few minutes later, your dog appears in the doorway. They look at you for a moment. Maybe they walk closer. Maybe they simply make eye contact. And then, they leave again. An hour later, it happens once more. They appear. They look. They confirm something. And then they quietly continue with whatever they were doing. At first glance, it may seem insignificant, almost random. But according to canine behavior experts, this small behavior may reveal something remarkable about how dogs experience relationships. Because in many cases, your dog isn't just wandering around the house. They're monitoring someone important. They're checking on you. For thousands of years, dogs have lived alongside humans. During that time, they developed an extraordinary ability to observe us. Not only our actions, but also our routines, our emotions, our moods, our habits, and even our physical well-being. In many ways, dogs have become specialists at paying attention to people, far more than most people realize. Researchers studying canine cognition often describe dogs as highly social observers. They constantly gather information from the environment, and the most important part of that environment is usually the people they trust. Unlike many animals, dogs don't simply coexist with humans. They actively pay attention to them. They watch, they listen, they remember, they compare patterns, and over time, they learn an astonishing amount about the individuals they live with. This may help explain why your dog sometimes seems to know exactly where you are inside the house, even when they cannot see you, even when they appear to be resting. They are continuously updating their understanding of the household. Who is present? Who is absent? Who is moving? And who might need attention? Behaviorists sometimes refer to this as social monitoring, and dogs appear to be exceptionally good at it. Think about it. Your dog may be sleeping comfortably in another room. Then suddenly they wake up, walk down the hallway, look into your room, see that you're still there, and quietly leave. Why? Because from the dog's perspective, checking on trusted members of the group is perfectly natural. In the wild, social animals frequently monitor one another. Remaining aware of where important individuals are located increases safety, coordination, and social stability. Although dogs no longer live in the wild, many of those social instincts remain. Only now, their social group includes us. And that's where things become fascinating, because your dog may not view you merely as someone who provides food. Research increasingly suggests that emotionally bonded dogs often view their humans as central figures within their social world. You're part of their group, part of their daily structure, part of what makes their environment feel predictable and safe. When a dog checks on you, they may simply be confirming that everything is okay, that the group is together, that the environment remains normal, that someone important is still nearby. Interestingly, dogs don't all perform these check-ins in the same way. Some quietly peek through a doorway. Others walk directly up to their owners. Some briefly make eye contact. Others simply position themselves nearby without seeking interaction. But despite these differences, the motivation may be surprisingly similar. Awareness, connection, reassurance, and perhaps even affection. Many owners interpret this behavior as clinginess, but in healthy relationships, that is often not the case. A dog who checks on you isn't necessarily anxious. In fact, many emotionally secure dogs do this regularly. The difference is that secure dogs usually remain calm. They check, they observe, they confirm, and then they continue with their own activities. It's not panic, it's connection. Dogs are also incredibly sensitive to changes in human behavior. Sometimes they notice things before we do. Changes in movement, changes in posture, changes in facial expression, changes in tone of voice. Even subtle shifts in routine can capture their attention. And when something seems unusual, many dogs increase their monitoring behavior. This is one reason why owners often report that their dogs stay closer during difficult periods. Times of stress, sadness, illness, or emotional hardship. The dog may not understand every detail of what is happening, but they often recognize that something has changed, and they respond. Researchers have found evidence that dogs can distinguish between different emotional expressions. They can respond differently to positive and negative vocal tones, and they appear highly sensitive to emotional cues from familiar humans. That sensitivity helps explain why some dogs seem especially attentive when their owners are struggling. They may not know exactly why you're upset, but they know you are different, and so they check on you more often. In many households, owners describe this behavior almost like having a quiet little guardian, a friend who occasionally appears just to make sure everything is all right. A brief look, a gentle nudge, a moment of eye contact, then they disappear again. It's a simple behavior, but emotionally, it can feel incredibly meaningful. Of course, maintaining a strong bond requires more than affection alone. Dogs thrive when they receive both emotional connection and mental stimulation. Their minds need exercise just as much as their bodies do. That's one reason many trainers emphasize enrichment activities, problem-solving games, and structured learning experiences. These activities help dogs feel more confident, focused, and emotionally balanced. If you're interested in strengthening communication with your dog while improving focus, engagement, and behavior, many owners have had excellent results with a program called Brain Training for Dogs. The program focuses on positive, science-based mental exercises designed to challenge your dog's mind and deepen the bond between you. Many owners report improvements in attention, confidence, responsiveness, and overall behavior. You'll find more information in the description below. And while we're talking about understanding dogs, I'd love to hear from you. Does your dog check on you throughout the day? Do they peek around corners, sit quietly nearby, follow you from room to room, or appear out of nowhere just to make eye contact? Tell us in the comments. Your stories are often some of the most fascinating parts of this community. And if you're enjoying these explorations into canine psychology and behavior, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, we dive deeper into the hidden emotional world of dogs and uncover the meanings behind behaviors that many people overlook. So the next time your dog quietly appears in the doorway, take a moment before assuming they're looking for food, before assuming they want something, before assuming it's random. Because perhaps they came for a different reason entirely. Perhaps they simply wanted to know where you were, to make sure everything was okay, to confirm that someone important was still nearby. And maybe that's one of the most beautiful things about living with dogs. They don't always express their feelings through dramatic gestures. Often, their love appears in much smaller ways. A glance, a quiet visit, a brief check-in, a simple moment that says more than words ever could. Your dog may never tell you they care. They may never explain what they're thinking, but every now and then, they walk into the room, look at you, and leave again. And perhaps that tiny behavior is their way of saying, "I'm just making sure you're okay." Because sometimes the deepest forms of love are also the quietest.